And joining us right now, Crystal Wright. Of course, her website, conservativeblackchick.com. She's got a brand new book out called Con Job, How Democrats Gave Us Crime, Sanctuary Cities, Abortion, Profiteering, and Racial Division. Well, you don't hold back in the title there, Crystal, as is your style. Thanks for joining us, and happy Martin Luther King Day to you.
Yeah, you too. I as you read the title back, I'm like, did I forget something? I don't think so.
All right, well, tell us the thesis of your book here, especially considering today is MLK Day, and I think that many people look back at the 60s as sort of the moment when, for some reason, the black vote tended to go to the Democrats.
The book, in a nutshell, is about the lies the Democrat Party have built the black vote on for over 50 years and given blacks nothing in return. I call it mind-raping black Americans, because what we've gotten in return from voting for blacks over 90% is crime. We've gotten dumber, poor, and more criminalized.
Well, you said voting for Democrats. And yep. So explain to me the thought process within the black community, because I don't understand. If you can help me understand, I really do want to be able to communicate an alternative to black voters who obviously believe that their salvation and their future depends on continuing to vote for the same politicians from the same party with the same ideas that haven't done anything for them.
Well, in Con Job, I kind of dissect this from the breakdown of the family structure that Democrats have said, oh, don't worry, you're over the last 50 years and you have Hillary Clinton running on this platform. We're going to fix the fact that 72% of your babies are born out of wedlock. We're going to fix the fact that there's utter black genocide going on in Baltimore, D.C., parts of New York, parts of Los Angeles, Milwaukee, Ferguson. So Hillary, while they say Black Lives Matter, they really have been talking to us, black people, like we are children. And for some reason, I think blacks have just gotten in the habit of, it's almost like rote. You know how when you were in high school, you did something, you learned how to play a sport, right? It's rote, right? Yeah. We learned this at a young age. So I think that, sadly, black Americans have just, by rote, they go to the, they saw their grandmother, their mom's vote, and their fathers and grandfathers, and they just go to the ballot box and say, okay, somebody I knew in my family voted for Democrats. I'm black and I'm supposed to. Yeah. So in Con Job, whether it's through abortion, crime, education, affirmative action, Martin Luther King did not want for black Americans to be treated as second-class citizens. He wanted us to be treated as equals, right? That's what he marched and died for, so we could vote like you. And Brian, you guys are white. We'd be treated like you, and employers wanting to hire us. And this is, anathema to what Democrats run on to get the black vote every presidential cycle. So I guess what I'm saying is I wrote the book to expose the lies with the hope that black Americans, we will stop throwing away our prosperity and destiny on a party that does nothing for us.
I look at the situation, especially with regards to violent crime and all of this talk about Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. I just come back to one question that I ask my black friends about this to help me understand this, because I agree that Black Lives Matter. I think that all lives matter, but there's this thing that just sort of I can't quite I can't justify in my mind, and that is everybody's talking about the violence of police against black people, mm-hmm. but the great crime in America today is black on black crime. The vast majority of people who die, who are African American, die at the hands of other African Americans.
Here's a stunning statistic that I write in the book, and you guys know these numbers. We've talked about them numerous times that I've been on the program with you. The number one cause of deaths for black men ages 15 to 34 is guns, gun violence. And it's not, like you said, Brian, at the hands of white racist police officers. 93% of homicides of black victims are committed by other blacks. I have statistic after statistic in the book. According to the Justice Department data that we looked at from 1980 to 2008, blacks are 6 times more likely to commit a homicide than whites and 7 times more likely to be a homicide victim. The data is not, you can't refute the data, period. And you guys saw the New York Times article recently last week. Baltimore now is like ground zero for black violence and crime. They are experiencing the highest rate of crime than they've experienced in 30-plus years, and the homicides are just raging out of control, thanks to the black Democrat mayor guys who said she was going to give room to the rioters to wreak violence on the city. So they heard her loud and clear, and they're doing it. Blacks are tearing down their own neighborhoods. Blacks are killing each other in Baltimore. I mean, that's just one case, but a really glaring one.
And yet, Crystal Wright, on yesterday's debate amongst the Democrats who want to be president, which, by the way, was co-sponsored by the Congressional Black Caucus, you had Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley and Hillary Clinton sort of trying to outdo each other in talking about. I mean, I actually heard Hillary Clinton say that our American Justice Department is systemically racist. Is it interesting to you that we've got no black Democrats running for president? We have a black in the White House who's a Democrat, and these white candidates are talking about how racist things are. What's been going on the last 7 years?
Well, I think it's really funny, and I think I talked about this in one of the interviews I had this week, or maybe it was on Fox and Friends last Monday when the book came out. They're all trying to out-black each other. Yeah. Look at all these white Democrats, right? They're trying to out-black each other with talk. Because really, at the end of the day, like Brian said, it's not black lives that matter, it's black votes that matter. And here's the thing, and I would dare anybody to challenge me. While we have O'Malley and Bernie and Hillary get up and say, oh, Black Lives Matter, it's nothing but lip service. Because you know who's really who's got the most pro-black agenda? And I stand by this, even though Roland Martin was trying to, heckle me on Twitter and shout me down as an idiot. Donald Trump. Huh. Because if you look at Donald, you guys can go on his website, look at his immigration plan. He talks specifically about how illegal immigration, which I talk about in Con Job, is enemy number one to black jobs mattering, folks. And Donald Trump talks about how he's going to eliminate J-1 visas, which disproportionately harm blacks because the black teen unemployment is 40% right now. Donald Trump is talking about these issues. Donald Trump has a black spokeswoman, Katrina Pearson. Now, look, I'm not here. I haven't endorsed any candidate. But what I'm saying is we all know the path to the White House for Republicans has to be picking off some of these minority votes. So you tell me, do you hear Hillary Clinton talking about that? Hillary Clinton once said that she wants to go beyond Barack Obama on on immigration.
Right.
She said that if Congress won't help her, she's going to grant amnesty to illegals. Black people, you better run for the hills, and you better run to vote for Republicans. Democrats don't give a rat's butt about you.
There you go. That's the Crystal Wright we know and love. Once again, check out her book, please. It's important to get. It's called Con Job. Crystal Wright, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Crystal.